Hello, everyone. Okay, we have the microphone on. Hi. Let me close my door real quick. Hi, I'm Tyler. We're going to go ahead and go through the dosages. If you're watching this video, that means you probably couldn't have made it to the review, or you just want to practice a little bit more. Either or, good on you. So let's go ahead and go through basic conversions. I think we should know these. So there's 15 milliliters in 1 tablespoon, right? And there's 5 milliliters in 1 teaspoon. So it's going to be 15 times 15 equals 225, right? Equals 225, and then 3 times 5 equals 15. Okay, so 6 ounces to milliliters, 6 times 30 ml, because there's 1 ounce equals 30 ml, which would equal 180. Okay, we got that. We should know how to convert 55 over 2.2 equals 25, right? That we should know how to convert kilograms to pounds. Okay, for this one, it is 500 divided by 1,000 equals 0.5. So one way you can remember this is just moving the decimal over like twice, right? Move it over twice, or you can move it back twice. So yeah, so 0.5 milligrams. 5,000 milligrams to grams. So we know there's 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. So that's 5 grams right here. I'm just going through these really quickly because these are pretty easy to do. Same with milliliters. There's 1,000 milliliters in a liter. So 1,000 equals 1 liter. Pounds to ounces, 6 times 16 ounces. So 1 lb equals 16 ounces. So we should know that means 96. And 6 ounces to pound, so it'd be 6 divided by 16, you know, equals 0.375 to convert the other way. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. We should pretty much get these, like, you know, quickly. I mean, it may take some time refreshing on how to do the conversion, but let's go ahead and do number 9. Okay, so a nurse is preparing to infuse 2,500 milliliters over 12 hours. How many liters is this? Okay, so just like our conversions right here, so 2,500 milliliters, right? We can do the train tracks, right? So 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So we can get the units to cancel and be left with just liters like in chemistry, 2.5 liters once we do the math, okay? Round to the nearest tenth. Okay, so ATI is very, very strict on how you round. So this is the tenths right here. This is the hundredths, right? So when you're rounding to the nearest tenth, you go like that and just round that way. So, you know, since this is a 5, we do 6.3. Do not put 6.2. 6.2 is incorrect. You are rounding your next door neighbor right here to the nearest tenth. So it'd be 6.3. Okay. Number 11. Okay, so you are ordered to give 800 milligrams by mouth every 12 hours per the MD. Available is a suspension form of 400 mg per 5 milliliter. How much do you give per dose in ml? Okay, so the first thing you have to look at when seeing these questions is what is it asking for? At the very end, it's asking for ml. So the one thing you're going to do, similar with train tracks, is you're going to put ml on top. So you're going to, let me back up a little bit. So what is available right here? This right here, available, will always go on the top of your fraction. Always go in the beginning. Will always go in the beginning. And what the doctor ordered, what you have to give right here, will always go right here. Second. So how that is going to look is 5 ml, because you want milliliters, so milliliters goes on top, over 400 mg over 800 over 1. And this one is just a placeholder. And so 800 mg over 1. The reason why is so we can get these milligrams to cancel out. So we're left with milliliters. So we can put the milliliters right here because our milligrams canceled out. So when we do the math right there, 800 times 5, we get 4,000 divided by 400, which would equal 10 milliliters. Okay, and in part B, it's asking how many over a 24-hour time period. The reason why I'm doing this is because you're going to be asked problems that will ask for the dose or ask for the total amount of dosage, right? So since this is every 12 hours, it'd be 10 times 2 equals 20. 20, yes. 10 times 2 equals 20. So you're giving 40 milligrams of medication and 5 ounces of juice. How many milliliters is the juice? Right? So 0.5, and remember, there is 30 milliliters per ounce times 30. So 15. Okay, you're preparing to administer 650 milligrams of medicine. Available is 160 mg over 5. How many teaspoons, right? So still, the only way you could get to teaspoons is by getting milliliters, right? And so, like I said in the beginning, milliliters will always, what is available will always go first. Will always go first. So it'd be 5 ml, and because you want milliliters, you put it on the top of the fraction over 160 mg. And now again, the reason why you put it on the top is because you want these units, the milligrams, to cancel out right here. So you're left with just milliliters. So we can bring it over here. And so we would do 5 times 650 divided by 160 equals 20.3 milliliters. And if we remember, each teaspoon equals 5 milliliters. So we can just go ahead and divide that right here. So because we want the units to cancel out, we can do 5 milliliters over 1 teaspoon. So cross out, equals 4. Yeah, 4. And like, of course, there's like some weird numbers right here, but just round to 4. 4 teaspoons. Okay. You are about to administer 0.5 milligrams of medicine. What is this in mcgs? So micrograms, right? So micrograms, when you're converting from milligrams to micrograms, you are going to obviously it's smaller. So with this one, always the conversion is going to be times 1,000. Times 1,000. So it's going to be 0.5 times 1,000 equals 500 mcg. So milligrams to micrograms, mcg, is always times 1,000. Micrograms to milligrams is divided by 1,000. Okay, you're administering 0.075 milligrams of medicine by mouth. You only have 25 milligrams of the medication in tablet form. How many tablets should you give? Okay, so this one is going to confuse you because you're like, okay, how do I set this problem up? Because it's not like this one right here, where it was like, oh, 5 milliliters, like I know where to put everything now. Now you're like a little bit confused. Don't worry, let's walk through it. So first, let's work in the same unit. So we see milligrams right here. Let's convert our micrograms to milligrams, okay? Because that is easier. So if we remember, micrograms to milligrams right here is divided by 1,000. So we're going to do 25 divided by 1,000 to give us milligrams. And that is going to give us 0.025 milligrams, right? Okay, and so what it's asking for is tablets. You only have 25 milligrams of the medication in tablet form. So, like I said, what you want goes on top, and what is available goes in the front of the, goes first in the fraction line in the train track. So you do 1 tablet, 0.025 milligrams, times 0.075, because what you are administering or what the doctor orders always goes second. Milligrams right here over just 1 for a placeholder. So we get the milligrams to cancel out and we're left with tablet. So when you do the math, 0.075 divided by 0.0025 is going to be 3 tablets. So 3 tablets right there because you're left with tablets. Okay, convert 2,000 mcg to mgs. Okay, if we remember, mcg to mg is always divided by 1,000. So 2,000 divided by 1,000 will give you 2 milligrams. There. Okay, you were preparing to administer 750,000 units. You only have 600,000 units per milliliter. How many milliliters should you give? So this problem is still the same exact thing. Yes, we're working with units, but just think of it this way. So what you have always goes first. Always goes first in there. What you are looking for, which is milliliters, always goes on top. So it'd be 1 milliliter over 600,000, right? Because this is what you have, and what the doctor ordered or what you're preparing to administer goes second. So 750,000 right here. So if you do the math and everything like that, so units, when you do the math, you get 1.25 milliliters, and that will be your answer. Okay, so a patient weighs 50 kilograms. The MD prescribed a medication that is 0.0 milligrams a kilogram. Available is 5 milligrams over 1 milliliter. How many milliliters should you administer? Okay, so another little question that might confuse you or something like that. So, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to find out how much you should administer first. So let's do 50 kilograms times 0.07, right? Because it's milligram per kilogram. So let's go ahead and do our math right there. So 50 times 0.07 equals, I did something completely wrong. 50 times 0.07 equals 3.5. There we go, because I divided it. I got like some crazy number. 3.5 milligrams of medication. Okay, and available is 5 milligrams per milliliter. And it's asking again, how many milliliters should you administer? Once again, what you have goes first, right? And what you're looking for will go on top of the fraction. So 1 milliliter over 5 milligrams, because this is what we have, goes first. What we must administer, what the MD ordered, will go second, right here. So we get our units to cancel out, and this would give us 0.7. And let me just make sure I did that right. 0 divided by 5. Yeah, 0.7 milliliters of medication is what you're going to administer. Okay, a nurse is preparing to administer 100 milligrams by mouth every 8 hours. Available is whatever, suspension, 125 per 5 milliliters. How many milliliters would be administered per dose? Okay, so this is a question we've been doing this literally all the time. Okay, so let's just what's through it. So because we're looking for milliliters, and because available always goes first in our fractions, in our little train tracks, we'll do 5 milliliters because, we're looking for that, and this is what's available. 5 milliliters over 125 milligrams. And this is what the doctor ordered. You're going to administer 100, right? Times 100. So what is that dosage right here? So 5 times 100 divided by 125 equals 4 milliliters a dose. That's how much you're going to give per dose. How much are you going to give over a 24-hour time period? Okay, so you're doing it PO every 8 hours, right? So there are 3 times you can give that medication. 8, 8, 8 equals 24. So it'd be 4 times 3 equals 12 milliliters total for that patient. This will go on to our next couple questions. Okay, a nurse is preparing to administer that medication 4 milligrams a kilogram a day, divided into 3 equal doses. The client weighs 60 kilograms and available is 40 milligrams per milliliter. How many milliliters should you administer? Once again, we're going to do the same thing. So it's asking for milliliters, and the available is going to go first because that's what we have on hand. And since it's asking for milliliters will go on top. So 1 ml over 40 mg, right? So the next thing we have to do is we have to figure out how much we're supposed to give them right here. So 60 times 4, right? So 60 times 4 equals 240. So that is how much you're supposed to give them a day, 240 milligrams. So times 240 milligrams in the day. So we'll go ahead and cross out our little things right here. So it'd be 240 divided by 40 equals 6, right? But remember, this is divided into 3 equal doses. And this is, if you read the question very, very carefully, this says 4 milligrams a kilogram a day. So, because of that, this is for the whole day. This right here, 6 milliliters, is for the whole day. And since it's in 3 equal doses, you're going to have to divide it by 3. And that will give you 2 per dose. For the whole day, 6 milliliters per day and 2 per dose. Those are your 2 answers. Okay, dosages by weight. So this one is kind of similar to what we've been doing back here, but this is honestly, we've been doing this all along, but I'll go through it really quickly for you. Okay, so same thing, 50 milligrams a kilogram a day, every 6 hours divided into equal doses. So how do you divide 6 into equal doses? 4. So this is going to be administered 4 times a day. So the toddler weighs 32 pounds. How many is this in kilograms? So 32 divided by 2.2. 32 divided by 2.2 equals 14.5 kilograms right there. Available is 200 milligrams over 5 milliliters. How many milliliters should you administer? Okay, so because this is what we have on hand and we're looking for milliliters, this goes first, and also milliliters goes on top because that's how we want the units to cancel out. So right again, 5 milliliters over 200 milligrams. Now let's find out how much we're supposed to give them. So 14.5 right here, 14.5 times 50, because it's 50 milligrams per kilogram and they weigh 14.5 kilograms. So times 50, 14.5 times 50, 725 milligrams. Okay, I just popped my neck. Okay, so we'll go ahead and multiply straight across times 5 divided by 200 gives you 18.125. Okay, and divided by 4. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. Okay, this is how much for the whole day, right? For the whole day, this is how much you're going to give them, because the question once again says per day, 50 milligrams a kilogram per day. Okay, so for the whole day, this is how much you're going to give them, but for the dose, it'd be 18 point, we'll just put 18, we'll round it down, divided by 4 equals 4.53, which equals 4.5 per dose. Okay, a nurse is converting a toddler's weight from lb to kg. If the toddler weighs 17 pounds and 9 ounces, what is the toddler's weight in kilograms? Okay, so this goes back to our conversions. So 9 divided by 16 will give you the pounds. So 9 divided by 16 is 0.52, like that, right? So this, you want to convert ounces right here, because this is ounces to pounds. So we'll go ahead and do 17.5625 divided by 2.2 will give us 7.98. And if we round that to 8.00 kilograms, that's how you do that question right there. Okay. Oh my god, safe dosage. Dude, we have so many questions. Okay. Anyways, so the recommended safe dosage is 0.6 milligrams a kilogram to 0.9 milligrams a kilogram. Your client weighs 70 pounds. Please calculate the minimum and the maximum. Okay, so when you approach problems like this, let's go ahead and just do 70 divided by 2.2. So 70 divided by 2.2 equals 31.8 kilograms for that child right there. Or that patient, not child. And so what you're going to do is, since it's milligrams a kilogram, 31.8 times 0.6, 31.8 times 0.9. This should give you your answer. So we'll go ahead, 31.8 times 0.6, 19.08, 31.8 times 0.9, 28.62, right? And this is your safe dosage range. So anything below, it won't work. Anything above is too toxic. Okay, now we're going into another question. So for the child, a recommended dosage of that medication is 40 milligrams a kilogram a day, right? A day. You see that? Oops. You see that right there, a day. The medication, 20, okay, so what is ordered is 20 milligrams every 6 hours for a child who weighs 38 pounds, right? So what our goal is to find if this is a safe dosage. So to find if it's a safe dosage, if the child weighs 38 pounds, 38 divided by 2.2, divided by 2.2, 17.27, right? So that's the child's weight in kilograms. And the recommended is 40 milligrams a kilogram a day. So times 40 right there. So we'll multiply that by 40. We get 690.9, some weird number like that, right? But if you rounded, we 690. So we'll just, for the sake of not confusing you guys, we'll just do 690 so we get the same answer as this one. So 690 is the max this child can have per day, because it's 40 milligrams a kilogram a day. So 17.27 times 40 will give you 690, which is the max, right? So if we look at this right here, we see they ordered 200 milligrams every 6 hours. So that's 200 4 times a day. So 200 times 4 equals 800, which is way beyond the safety range. This is going beyond the safety range of what you know is actually like safe for the kids. So this is not a safe dose, no. But what is the dosage divided according to the MD order? So it'd be 690 divided by 4, because you're doing it every 6 hours. So 690 divided by 4 is 172.5 milligrams right there. And this is not safe because it's way over what the child can handle. So this would be a safer dose right there. So we would send this back to them and say, can you redo it? Because I'm not going to give that to them. Okay, it's kind of the same thing here. So a 44-pound child has an order for 250 milligrams every 6 hours. The safe dose range is 30 to 50 milligrams a kilogram a day. Okay, what is the safe dose range over 24 hours? Okay, so first we have to find their, their kilogram weight. So 44 divided by 2.2 is 20 kilograms, right, times their safe dosage, so times 30, we'll do the first one, and 20 kilograms times 50, and do the second one so we can get the range, right? So 20 times 30 is 600, and then 20 times 50 is 1,000. So this is our range for what this is the minimum and the maximum they can handle a day, right, per day. What is the safe dose range for every 6 hours? So 600 divided by 4 is 150, and 1,000 divided by 4 is like, let me make sure, it's 250, right? So 150 to 250 per 6 hours. And is this dosage safe? Yes, it is. And the reason why it is safe is because the doctor prescribed 250 every 6 hours, and that, is the maximum dose. So that is a safe dose because they can have up to 1,000. Okay, so also remember to pay attention to what the question is asking. Sometimes the question will ask for the full dose, and sometimes they'll only ask about the dosage, like divided hourly. So that's why I kind of included these questions like this or like this, because the test may ask something like that. So now we're on to the really complicated questions that really stumped some people on the ATI in class. So let's go ahead and get started. So a nurse is preparing to administer 50 micrograms a kilogram a minute by continuous IV infusion for a client who weighs 67 kilograms. Available is 2,500 milligrams and 250 milliliters of dextrose and water. The nurse just set the IV pump to deliver how many milliliters an hour? Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to have to do is this right here, right? So 50 micrograms a kilogram a minute. So it'd be, we'd have this. So 50 times 67 would give us 50 times 67 would give us 3350, right? And so we got the micrograms a kilogram, right? We didn't get the minute part because we're doing this in an hour. How many milliliters an hour, right? So we're going to have to convert minutes to hours. So we do times 60. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get this giant number. Oh my god, am I even doing this right? Times 60. I got this large little number right here. Yes, okay, I'm just gonna go with it. 201,000. Okay, now let's convert this to milligrams because this is stressing me out. So divided by 1,000 equals 201. Okay, so we're at 201 right there on how much we're supposed to do, right? So this is what the doctor ordered, 201. Well, this is what like the medicine is, 201 milligrams. Okay, available is 2,500 milligrams in 250. Sorry, I lost that right there. Where it was like, where's it at? So we're gonna do, so because we're looking for milliliters, right? Milliliters right there. We'll do 250 over 2,500 times 201. Okay, and so when we multiply this, this problem just like I didn't realize. Okay, I got it now. Okay, so multiply straight across. So 201 times 250 gives you 50,250, and this is 2,500 obviously, and then we'll do it divided by that, and that'll give you 20.1 milliliters an hour. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me walk us through that one more time because I had a brain fart on that question. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to look at this. It says 50 micrograms a kilogram a minute, right? So what you're going to do is take the kilograms right here and multiply it by 50. And this will give you how many you're infusing per minute. So this is how many micrograms you're doing per minute. But the thing is you want it in an hour, because the problem asks down here how many milliliters an hour, right? So because of that, you're going to have to convert minutes right here to hours, which would be times 60 because there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. And then you get this giant scary number right here. Remember, this is in micrograms, right? So to get micrograms to milligrams, you divide it by 1,000 to make it, it's like a less scary looking number, and you'll get 201 milligrams. Okay, and from there, you set up the problem like we usually do. Like we put the 250 on top because we're looking for milliliters, and you put the milligrams on bottom because we want to cancel them out. So we cancel them out, and then we cross multiply or whatever, not cross multiply, but just multiply straight across, and then we get 20.1, and that's our answer. Okay, So I'll go a little bit faster on this one because I think we got it this time. So a nurse is preparing to administer 8 micrograms a minute of epinephrine in 1 milligram of... Available is 1 milligram and 250 ml of dextrose. How many should you do in milliliters per hour? So once again, it's asking for milliliters an hour. So we're going to take this right here. So this one doesn't say anything about weight. We don't have to worry about weight. It's just saying about time right here. So it's 8 times 60. 8 times 60 equals 480, right? So we're at 480 mcg, but because we're familiar with working in milligrams, let's go ahead and convert it to milligrams. So it'd be divided by 1,000. So divide that by 1,000 and you get 0.48 milligrams, right? Okay. And so the question is asking how many milliliters an hour. So we'll do 250 milliliters because what is available always goes first over 1 milligram. Times 0.48, right there. And we do that straight at milligrams right there, get those to cancel out, and then we get left at milliliters. So 250 times 0.48 equals 120 milliliters an hour. And that is how you do that problem right there. Okay, a nurse is preparing to administer potassium chloride to infuse over 4 hours to a client. Available is potassium chloride, 40 MEq and 100 milliliters in 0.45 solution. How many milliliters should you set the infusion pump to deliver for? Okay, this is like a trick question, right? So you have 40 MEq. This is like your goal. You want to infuse this over 4 hours. Available is 40 MEq. Nothing has changed in 100 milliliters of solution. So it's diluted in the solution evenly. So literally all you have to do is do 100 divided by 4 because you want to do it in 4 hours. 100 milliliters divided by 4 hours gives you 25 milliliters an hour to infuse it. Okay, a nurse is preparing to administer 15 units of heparin per kilogram per hour by continuous IV fusion to a client who weighs 72 kilograms. Available is 25,000 units of heparin in 500 milliliters. How many milliliters an hour? Okay, so let's do this again. 15 a kilogram per hour. Okay, so it's this one we don't have to do any conversions because it's already in the hour form and it's asking for hours. So we're good. Thumbs up there. Okay, so 72 times 15 because it's 15 units per kilogram and we have 72 kilograms right here. So 72 times 15 equals 1080. Okay, so we have how much we need to administer. Now we need to set up our train tracks. We need to set up our fractions. So it'd be 500 ml because we're looking for milliliters an hour. Remember, we've been talking about this entire time. I hope you didn't forget. Over 25,000 units right there. And then we're going to do times 1080 right there too. And then we'll go ahead and multiply straight across. That will give us 1080 times 500 over 25,000, 21.6 milliliters an hour. Perfect. That's that question right there. As you can tell, I'm getting a little bit tired of doing dosage calculations. Okay, so our next question is a nurse is preparing to administer 0.9 sodium chloride, 1 liter IV to infuse over 5 hours. How should you set the IV pump to deliver to milliliters an hour? So we should know that there's 1,000 milliliters in a liter, right? So it'd be 1,000 milliliters. And because we want to do it within 5 hours divided by 5, and that will give you 1,000 divided by 5 is 200. So 200 milliliters an hour to get that all infused. So that's pretty simple. Now we're gonna get into something a little bit more complex. Honestly, these aren't as complex as we think they are. So, okay. Let's start. A nurse is preparing to administer 750 milligrams, right, every 8 hours. Available is 750 milligrams and 50 milliliters to infuse over 15 minutes, right? How should you set the IV pump? Okay, that would probably confuse some people for milliliters an hour, but it's actually a lot easier than you think it is. So, remember, so with infusion things, the formula is always like volume over time in hours, right? This is like the over time in hours. That's not an N, that's an H. So our volume is 50 milliliters, right? Over time in hours. But the thing is we're not given hours, we're given minutes. So it's going to be, remember, there's 60 minutes in an hour. So 60 over 15 will give us the fraction form of 15 minutes. And that's 0.25. So it's a quarter of an hour. So we do 0.25 right here. So 50 divided by 0.25 equals 200 milliliters an hour. And that's your answer for that one. This one, same thing. So this one's asking, a nurse is preparing 300 milligrams every 8 hours, whatever. Available is an injection form in 300 milligrams in 50 milliliters of solution to infuse over 45 minutes. How many milliliters an hour? Same exact setup. So the formula, again, is volume over time in hours, but because this is not in hours, it's in minutes, we have to do our fraction. So 45 over 60, because there's 60 minutes in an hour, 45 divided by 60 equals 0.75, fraction times, 0.75 hour. That will give you 67 milliliters an hour. Okay, we're in drop factor. How drop factor works is it's volume times drop factor over time in minutes, because drop factor is drops per minute, right? So we'll go ahead and do that right now. So always I like converting this to milliliters because that's just the best way to do it, to infuse over 16 hours. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead let's break down this problem. So 2 liters, so 2,000 milliliters over 16 hours. It gave us our hours right here, time. Gave us our hours. It gave us our drop factor. So we have everything we need to plug in the formula. So let's do that. So our volume, 2,000 milliliters times our drop factor, which is 10 GT over ml, and times our time. So 16 times 60, right? So if we plug all of that in right there, we get 21 GTT, so for drops per minute as our drop factor. Okay, next one. 250 to infuse over 30 minutes. The drop factor is 15 GT over ml. How many drops per minute? Okay, let's plug it in. So 250 is our volume. Once again, remember our formula right here. 250 times the drop factor, which is 15, times time in minutes, which is 30. So it gave us everything here. You plug that all in and you get 125 GTT. Yahoo! Okay, I finished everything. Wow. Damn, I did. Okay. Well, if you have any questions, please let me know.